Hi, I'd like to show you how fixed costs work with variable spending inside of FitFin. A FitFin is a personal finance management tool that helps you track your spending, and it helps you track it down to the product level. So not only can I see that I spent $150 at Costco, I can specifically see what I bought, and over time I can take educated decisions on my spending based on that information. The first thing you want to do when you get into FitFin and create a new account, though, is you want to establish how much you have to spend for your variable spending. And the first page you go to when you create a new account is going to be this fixed costs area. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in our monthly take-home pay. And you can see here in this example, we've got $5,000 in there. And then below, you're going to enter your fixed costs. So this would be, as you can see, mortgage, insurance, things that don't fluctuate or change month to month. They might vary a little bit, for the most part, they're going to stay consistent. You can see the second field is kind of grayed out. It's actually a locked field, and it's based on the information that you put in below it. So for example, if I went into the mortgage area and I change that number, you can see how the number above it changes, and so does the percentage. What that percentage is it's my percentage of fixed costs relative to my take-home pay. And you can see above it says the percentage should be around 50%. FitFin uses a 50-30-20 budget model where 50% of your take-home pay should go towards your fixed costs, 30% towards your variable spending, and then 20% go towards saving or paying down debt. So that's what the model is based on. That's why you see the percentage there. And if you need to change the name of something, there are going to be some pre-populated fixed costs in there, but if I want to change the name of one of them, I can do that by tapping on that name. For example, I just tapped on savings. I can completely delete it, or I can rename it and save it. And I can also make more fields if I want to by hitting the little red plus sign in the lower right hand area. So it can be as custom and as relative to your life as you need it to be. Once I'm done entering all of my costs in, I hit done with fixed costs at the bottom. It pops up this screen and it tells me the difference between my take-home pay and my fixed expenses is $2,600. Remember, I had $5,000 of take-home pay and $2,400 of expenses. This is 52% of your take-home pay. That goes back to the 50-30-20. This is the amount you can spend on variable expenses like groceries, dining, etc. Recommended that you save about 20% of your take-home pay. And so once I've read that message, I can click on the link down at the bottom. This takes me to my variable spending summary page, and this is going to be your home page from that point forward. You can see in the upper right-hand area the number 2,600. That was the number of my fixed costs, or my take-home pay minus my fixed costs. So that's basically my starting point for my allowance, if you will. And then at that point, I can start creating variable budgets, so I can get as granular or as broad as I want to. To create those, I just hit the little plus sign in the lower right-hand area, and I can put in what that expense is, how much I want to spend each month. When I take a picture of a receipt, I can actually do that too. I can create a new budget if I want to at that point as well. And so $2,600 is my starting point. Once I create an $800 grocery budget, for example, it will take the $800 from the $2,600 and then the $150 from that and the $150 from that. And down at the bottom is where it says unmarked money. That's any money that I have left over that I have not marked for a specific budget. So that's potential savings, right? That's potential money that I can invest, those different types of things. And again, there's a percentage right next to it of 22%. Goes back to the 50-30-20 model. As I create expenses, and I can do that in two ways. I can take pictures of receipts, or I can manually enter an expense. And so I'm going to show you how to do that here. I go up to manually enter an expense. Let's say I went to Walmart. Let's say I spent $200, and let's say I want it to come out of my household, right? Maybe I bought it some kind of a tool or something. And then it's going to default to today's date, or I can change that date if I want to. When I say done with expense, you can see now that I spent $200 in my household budget out of a cap of $150, right? So I went over budget for that particular little budget. And down at the bottom, it tells us on the legend, when I spend less than 75%, it's going to be green. Once I get to 75%, it turns yellow. Once I go over budget, it turns red. So it's very visual. And I'll just show you what the red looks like. So Red Robin, let's say I spent $125 and I did it from my dining budget. Now we can see how all of those work together. You can still see the top line too, that I'm still in the green overall for the month, but I have gone over budget in a couple areas. So it's very visual, very easy to see where you are with all of those things. And that's how your fixed costs and your variable spending work together inside of FitFin. To see more of our videos or to download the app, please go to fitfin.com. Thanks for watching.